Marie, what happened?
Marie la maleo, lele my grandpa get to me, wait, chale kita. Nana le fit away, I guess one thing you know, I try to go for so lele. Le people need there, they say la ne get lele. I know what to do, Maurice.
You hear about Lane Matter here?
What they call le matter, Maurice?
Lane Matter is a 1 hour program that explains to you the Lane Red Law, the Labrador Lane Authority Act, including the Act Against Criminal Passions or Lane, other Lane related issues.
Wait, Maurice, the thing you talking, I don't understand in the break it down. Let it come to my
Lane Matter, that program on Freedom FA in 7.9 every Wednesday at 3 p.m. When you change to that station that time,
Yeah.
they can explain to you about the Lane Rights Law. Lane Law means the law that covers land. To tell you how you can develop land, they can also tell you about the Labrador Land Authority, meaning the real people land that we spoke of all the land beneath in Labrador. They also talk about the criminal.
Good day, folks, and welcome to the program The Lens Matter. The Lens Matter comes away every Wednesday and Saturday, where we bring in top officials from the Liberia Land Authority and officials from government who understands the issue of land crisis within our country to see how best we can settle and discuss some of those challenges faced within the land sectors of our country, to see how best we as people of Liberia we can understand the rules, the rudiment in getting land, to see how best things can work out in the best interest of the Liberian people. My name is Thomas Kojo Rolak. I'm back here on the program The Lens Matter. I couldn't be here last week due to some engagement, but it's good to be here with the team from the Liberia Land Authority, and then we have with us today as our guest, Councillor Joyce Rees Wools, who indeed she's a senior member of the Liberia National Bar Association. We're going to be talking to her and the two other gentlemen from the Liberia Land Authority who will be telling you more from the land sector. Today, we'll be looking at the newly developed alternative dispute resolution policy in Liberia. The Ministry of Justice in partnership with Sarah Line Ministries are working together to see how best this policy can be instituted in every part of the country. You know, the issue of land dispute. So having such policy, one may say, will serve as a way in which in the Liberia Land Authority and other partners can see how best they can work in the common good and common interest of the Liberian people. So we'll go for the break, we'll come back, we'll talk to our guests. They are already in studio. But today, our attention will go strictly to our guests from the Liberia National Bar Association, senior member, Councillor George Rees Wools, who is already in studio to tell more from her angle, her own side of the story from the Liberia National Bar Association. Being a senior member, the policy about the newly developed alternative dispute resolution policy should be giving a side of the story, how the Liberia Land Authority stands to benefit, how the citizens of our country stands to benefit, and what are things people need to follow if they are to become beneficiary of this process. So we'll go over this break to be back.
The authority can educate the Liberian people about the land business. So please, Marie, what happened?
Marie la maleo, lele my grandpa get to me, wait, chale kita. Nana le fit away, I guess one thing you know, I try to go for so lele. Le people need there, they say la ne get lele. I know what to do, Maurice.
You hear about Lane Matter here?
What they call le matter, Maurice?
Land Matter is a 1 hour program that explains to you the Land Red Law, the Labrador Land Authority Act, including the Act Against Criminal Passions or Land, other land related issues.
Wait, Maurice, the thing you talking, I don't understand in the break it down. Let it come to my
Land Matter, that program on Freedom FA in 7.9 every Wednesday at 3 p.m. When you change to that station that time, they can explain to you about the land.
Welcome back to the program The Lens Matter here on Freedom FM 87.9. Like I said, The Land Matter comes away every Wednesday from 3 to 4, every Saturday from 7 to 8, where we bring in administrators from the Land Authority to discuss issues. So we have our guests. We kick off with the man who is heading the Communication and Outreach Department, Emmanuel David. It's good to always have you once more on the program The Lens Matter.
Yeah, Kojo, thank you so much. And it's always good to be in your studio. I mean, it's always important, to discuss land-related issues because, land business is not just an ordinary business. There are several factors that could, bring our country back to where it came from. So when you do not discuss these issues, you're not helping our country. So most often we always want to be around to provide the little knowledge we have to our people so that they know the various steps to follow. So I'm always happy to be in the studio to talk to you and our people on what the land business is all about.
Yeah, certainly. So that from you, Jonan.
So my name is Jonan Reshema Junior. I'm a staff from the Communication and Outreach section of the Liberian Authority. It is a pleasure to be here, and it's also a pleasing duty of the senior management of the Liberian Authority to ensure that our people, especially those in the rural communities, are adequately informed on land-related issues. Okay. So it's a pleasure being here, my brother.
Thank you, Jonan. So that goes over to our guest, the focus person, Councillor Joyce Rees-Woods. Good day and welcome to the program, The Lands Matter.
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here. I'm Councillor Joyce Rees-Woods. I'm a councillor of the Supreme Court Bar, also the president of the Grand Passer Bar Association, and a member of the Liberian National Bar and chair of the ADRO committee.
Wow.
Technical committee.
So how is the Liberian National Bar Association doing?
The National Bar Association is doing fine. We are trying to disseminate information, also let the citizens know about the rule of law. The Liberian National Bar has 5 legal aid clinics in 5 counties, and we are trying to help our citizens who are in need, especially the indigent people who cannot afford, and those who are in prison, to see how we can help them and we help to reduce the target of the various codes.
Okay, that goes quickly into business. You being the chairperson of the newly developed alternative dispute resolution, the ADR, this document, do you care to tell us and tell the general public what is the meaning of this and the document, what is in it, and what do people stand to benefit from it?
Well, the Ministry of Justice, with partners, looking at the situation after the war, the crisis, looking at the economy, looking at our informal and formal sectors, and trying to see how we can get our citizens involved, looking at the statutory and customary situation, how people in the informal sectors, especially the traditional leaders, the tribal leaders, the town chief, the paramount chief, because they are the one who mostly do mediation and other things. And most of the time, they don't go to courts, and some of the practices that they have, like SASEWU and other practices that they have. So the Ministry of Justice, along with the Liberian National Bar and other partners, Carter Center, UNDP, went together and a technical working group was established to see how we can establish a policy on alternative dispute resolution, which is affordable, which makes friends, which looking at the economy, and to see how we can harmonize both the informal and formal sector. So based on that, a technical working group was established by the Ministry of Justice. The minister met us and said, and the Liberian National Bar was a part of it. The police, the internal affairs, the traditional leaders, UNDP, Carter Center, Land Authority, the Law Reform Commission, all of them were part of the technical working group. And we worked extensively. What we did was, and I always feel proud of this policy, is that this policy was taken by the Liberians. It was done by Liberians without any international consultant. Okay. We they dissected Liberia into various sectors. Mm-hmm. We had Bomi, Cape Mount, that area. We went there, met the people, and said, hey, how do you think we can bring this justice system? How can we do it that we can be accountable, we can be transparent, and that every citizen can be a part of this policy? And so we had our first meeting, and we had it in Bomi, and we had the paramount chiefs, the clan chiefs, the youth, civil society, and all involved. And the question was, what is it that you want us to do? And everyone made the various recommendations. And based on that, we went to Bassa, Riverside, Sino. Also met the people, the paramount chiefs, the clan chiefs, the superintendents, everybody were involved. What is it? How can we see how we can formalize the informal and formal sector? They gave us recommendations. They also said things that they felt that were not correct, that the thing needed changes, and they felt how they wanted to feel that they were citizens of Liberia. And not everything has been done in Monrovia.
Okay.
That we must be part of it, we must take part of it. So we went all around the county. After we got those favorite information, those favorite recommendations, we came back and we put it together and established the policy. And after we put the policy, we took it, we went to it, dissected, and took the policy back to them. This is what we have gotten. You look at it, you tell us, is it satisfactory to you? And after that, then we had a formal program where we launched a policy. And Sansankawa was there, traditional leaders, the youth, the women group. I mean, this is a policy that has been done by Liberians for Liberians and that have been appreciated by Liberians.
Councillor Woods, one may say, when did the people realize that launching this program was kind of beneficial to Liberians?
Well, you know, after the war, you see that a lot of things have been happening, especially as it relates to land crisis, as it relates to people taking the law into their hands, burning cars, you know. So we saw the civil society, we saw the youth, and all of that. We saw these ills after the war. So we say, hey, what can we do? How can we work together to see what we can do so that we can have justice? The rule of law can be appreciated and accepted. That people can realize that the law is not only for the rich, it's not only for the poor, for every citizen of Liberia, no matter which county you in, no matter which city you in, no matter. Because I tell you, in some areas, the law is that you have the traditional leaders, the paramount chief, the clan chief, and all of them listen to certain things. You say to me, as one went to one area, one man say, if his wife is accused, they make her walk all through the city, all through the town. She will cook for everybody and all of that. So we look at it, we saw what was the good part of the informal sector, what was the good part of the formal sector, how can we put it together, how can we get it together so that we can make sure that when we go to the people and create a law, that the legislature will understand what we are doing, that our international partners will see what it is and say, hey, we see now Liberia now wants to go at looking at the economy, because it's not only looking at the economy, you're looking at transparency, you're looking at accountability, and you're talking at all those sectors, the rule of law, and trying to see how we can harmonize all, how we can get the informal sector and the formal sector working together, and how we can now understand, hey, that there needs to be a rule of law. Without rule of law, you cannot do anything. And we want to look at a system that is affordable, because not everybody can afford to go to court.
Okay.
So certain cases, you don't have to go to court. Right within the church community, in the community, in the township community, we go out to the community leaders right there, you can see how you can settle it. Even you go to a lawyer and say, oh, this is the situation, you call, how can we have conference? How can we reduce this thing so that all cases cannot have to go to court? And that is the essence of the ADRL.
With injustices in our society, most especially when it comes to the issue of land cases, at the high increase at the level of the code, you being a renowned legal counselor and a senior member of the National Bar Association, from your own legal standpoint, do you care to tell the public what this policy stands to benefit the people itself, apart from those who don't have money to fight cases?
Okay, in the instance of looking at it, because that is one major situation, especially as it relates to the court. First thing is, people don't understand about the land situation. And you understand? People don't understand that if I went to buy a piece of land, the first thing I need to do is to ask the man, I need a copy of your deed. And let me see your deed. If you are an administrator, and you say, oh, I'm administrating my papa died, and I'm the administrator of the property. What am I supposed to ask for? Because to you to take over a dead man property, you have to go and get what they call a letter of administration. And that letter of administration is a document that the court gives you to say, look, I cannot be there, but I'm giving you the authority to go and do this thing. And even if the person left 100 acres of land, you go to the court will tell you, of that 100 is you can only sell 20. And the purpose for which you're selling that 20 is to be able to pay taxes and other things. It is not for you to say the 100 acres of land. I said, no, you can only sell what the court gave you to sell. And so when you go there and you want buy land, the person say, I'm an administrator, you ask them first, where is your letter of administration? When the person show you that, where is the deed for your pa? Then you ask for it, they give you it. Then the person also say, you say to them, the person will say, oh, but I see the deed for your pa. I see the letter of administration, but I want to know what authority you got to sell. And the only authority you got to sell is a decree of sale. Without that decree of sale, you sell any property, it's not right. And even if you are 3 administrators, all 3 must sign. Not one person, or if the 2 not around him, okay, you an authority to sell. So we look at all of that, we say, how can we let the informal sector and the sector know that, look, these are the things that, because a lot of people losing land only because they don't have that document. Let's say my grandfather sold land to his father, to Jonah's father. Jonah's father now go and sell the land to him or to you. But when Jonah was selling the land to you, he did not give you copy of his grandfather's deed. Because the law said you must show it from the republic to you. So you didn't get a copy of Jonah's grandfather's deed. Then Jonah sold it to you. Jonah didn't give you a copy of his deed. So you go to court now, the only thing you got is your deed. Then the man will bring one deed and say, oh, my deed's on the pot. If you could have traced it from Jonah's grandfather to Jonah, pa, to Jonah, then to me, by the time you bring the 4 documents there, it shows that you are showing that the deed that you, even though you bought it for me, but the person who sold it to me, the party is older than all the other deeds. We can't do that. That tracing is not there. So a lot of people are losing only because they cannot trace it from the public of Liberia.
What are you people doing from the angle of the Liberia National Bar Association to curtail such from happening in society?
Well, the point is, I am not the mouthpiece for the Liberia National Bar Association. Let me clear that up. But I am a member, and I do a lot of property law. That's I do a lot of. So I will be speaking not as a Liberia National, but as the chairman of the Iman Capacity, chairman of the ADRO. What we're trying to do, and we'll be able to tell you as I've practiced in the court for more than almost 10 years, so I can tell you, especially in the Eastern areas of property law. Okay, that's the one I've really been in, and the bar itself has had a lot of education where we have gone around to the various counties, because I'm chairman of the legal aid committee also of the Liberia National Bar. And we have gone to the counties, we have gone on the radio to try to educate the public on what the rights are, especially when it comes to land. Because the act of the land authority does not give the land authority the teeth to bite. The land authority can invite my client. I can write to the land authority and say, I will not appear, and they can't force me to appear. Okay. So what we're trying to do in this ADR policy is to be able to give all these sectors that do mediation to be able to have teeth to bite. And you understand, like just now they're trying to get the LECC to be able to prosecute. So if you give the land authority the authority and give them the teeth to bite, penalty land cases will not go to court. And that is the intent of this ADR. Is to see how we can stop most of the cases from going to court. How can we have people to mediate? Because under our law, we don't have what we call paralegals. And so most of the time you call them case workers. So how can the land authority, when they cite you to come, say, look, this person have come with a complaint against you and say you own the land. You can have a hearing, and from the hearing, the land authority can make a ruling, like what is done with the Ministry of Labor. And then the civil law court can now implement the ruling of the land authority. But that part in the act is silent. So what we're trying to do is to give the land authority teeth to bite. We're trying to give as many sectors, the traditional leaders, we're trying to tell them, look, when you hear a mediation in the counties or something like that, you can't write down to do whatever you do. When you finish it, you can send it to the civil law court for the civil law to implement. And based on your judgment, after all, they will review it. They just go for judicial review to see whether you follow the steps, whether the practice was followed, whether you adhere to the rule of law. And now with the civil law court can say, I affirm the judgment of the land authority. If we get that going, most of the land cases we got will be resolved. Just at the land authority.
Madam Chair, I want to know who are those members and institutions responsible for drafting the ADR law, and how soon should Liberian expect it to be out?
Okay, right now we have the law school. We have Dean Limadi Warner as member of the drafter of the act. We got the Law Reform Commission. We have the Land Authority as member of it. We have UNDP. We have Carter Center. And we have about 7. Ministry of Justice is also part of it, and the Ministry of Finance is also part of that and drafting of the act.
How soon do we expect to see?
Well, we have given ourselves timetable, and we pray that by June of next year, we should have it to the legislature to be passed as the act. Fortunately, when I went to the opening of Code Ambassador, at the point with Senator Gabriel was there, and we told them we're working on the ADR policy, and we're trying to see how we can get it through to you so that you can pass it, so that now we can have less, because too many chaos in the country, my dear. Lack of transparency, lack of accountability, the rule of law is not recognized. But if we can get this 18, the policy has been endorsed by I must be proud to say, after we sent it to the president and to the cabinet, and the cabinet has endorsed the policy. So the ADR policy now has been endorsed by the cabinet, by the president and the executive, and now we're doing the law so that we can meet the legislature, tell them this is the law, this is the policy. And what we're trying to do now is to disseminate the policy to the various counties, to the various communities, so that they can know the ADR policy has been passed. We say, well, Matthew, this is your recommendation. Your recommendation, we have put it together. This is your Liberia. This is something that Liberians have done, which I am proud of. We did not have one foreign consultant with us. It was all Liberians, the traditional leaders, the youth group, the civil society, the Liberian National Bar Association, every sector of this country participated, the women group, and all participated. And we made it women sensitive. We made it gender sensitive so that the little boy, the little girl, the man, the woman, because most of the time we thought they say, oh, no. What affects, because right now women, boys are also being summarized. So we're trying to see how we can get this policy, how we can get the law. That right now, because in the statute, our statute right now, we have a part of this ADR, the arbitration. Right now, they're trying to see how we can do plea bargaining or especially criminal cases, so that we can try to reduce it. Because people in jail, my dear, I tell you, have language in jail, being arrested. They are in jail more than 2, 3, 4 months. No hearing, no indictment. They are in jail. Some for 3, 4 years. They're in there because we have gone into an investigation and all of that. So how can we, as the citizens of Liberia, how can we help the citizens to understand the rule of law? How can we, working together with the various sectors, and be able to implement this law and this policy, that now people will realize, oh, if somebody heard me, I got to take acts, or I got to point the house, I got somewhere to go. And I go in my community, they can hear it. And I tell you something. The advantage of the ADR is that, because you go to court, you be enemies. But with the ADR, you can be friends. It brings you closer together, because you will sit down, you will shake hands, and you will do what is done, and then you can go back and laugh in the community and whatever. So this policy and the law, when we pass it, it will affect every citizen, and people will say, oh yeah, now I know in Liberia, I can be accountable, I can be transparent. No big shot business to say, hey, you big shot, poor man, and no. Whether you be shot or not, the law will affect you. And you will have to go and answer for it. That is what we're fighting for in our law.
You keep emphasizing that there's no international partner in terms of backing you people to get this thing done. Why are you people taking finances?
No. I didn't say, listen, I'm not saying for finances, we have Carter Center and UNDP working with us. Okay. What I'm saying is, this is something that Liberians set together with the finances for Carter Center. Usually when the international community do things, they can bring international consultant. Our consultants were all Liberians. Our consultants were the traditional leader, the people for internal affairs. These are the people who have been on the field. These are the people who put the policy together. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I mean. So we got sponsorship from UNDP. We got sponsorship from Carter Center. We got sponsorship from Republic of Liberia. Republic of Liberia has put hands on making finances available to the Ministry of Justice so that we can implement this thing with people going to the counties. UNDP did so well. Carter Center right now, UNDP and Carter Center are working with us. I just met the IDO representative, IDLO representative the other day. We're trying to put the ADR in. They welcome it, and all of them want to work along with us. But what I'm just saying to you, this is Liberians for Liberians. So that's what I mean when I say something. We didn't have any foreign consultant. We have all Liberians consultants.
It was all dominated by Liberians.
Yes.
Madam Chair, having the ADR law to govern land dispute in our society is 100% a greater one for everyone. But you people, are you people also considering SUS call to the national legislature to see reason for increasing budgetary allotment for the Liberia Land Authority for them to fully implement projects?
Well, that question for me to answer is land authority, don't forget now, land authority is autonomous by itself. So for us to come and say what we do, the only thing we do, we're fighting to give land authority teeth to bite. That is what the ADR policy is doing. And then we're working together to see what it is. But you see, let me tell you something. I was fortunate to have met one or two of the legislature, and they said to me, you know, we go in these committee rooms, these people come, we say, this is the budget. We said, defend your budget. We send one junior director or one, instead of them coming and telling us what their needs are, and we see what they can do. Then they say, oh, we pass the budget and giving them peanuts. But you know, if you want somebody to scratch your back, you can scratch your own back. Go and tell the people, these are the problems we have. These are the situation. This money you gave us will not be able to do it. Can you look at it? Can you take money? But you yourself have to go before the people and make sure. My grandmother can always say, you must make sure what you want. You know, in the Bible it says, knock and it shall be open to you. Seek and you shall find. Ask and you shall receive. But if you sit down in the seat, you send one later director to go before the legislator in the main scene when they're asking questions, you be scratching, oh, I will go talk to my boss, man. No, even if you want to send somebody to represent you, send somebody who you know is forceful, can get things done, and you will achieve a lot. And that's why we deal with the ADR policy.
Okay, so let me cross over to the communication outreach man. Mr. Davis, as head of the communication outreach at the Liberia Land Authority, please tell us what approach you and your team are considering to ensure that citizens are adequately informed and sensitized on the alternative dispute resolution policies.
First, Roland, let me just firstly say that, you know, when you have somebody of this nature with you in a studio, in the person of Councillor Wools, you know, it makes you to understand deeply certain issues. And I must say that I am privileged, you know, to sit with her in the same studio where we could discuss issues, and you could see how she's so passionate about, you know, giving the LLA that teeth, you know, to bite. Because if you are an institution that dealing with land and you're just like a toothless bulldog, you own a box, nobody is afraid. You understand? So now the LLA is about, as you listen to her, she talks about taking the law to the people, taking the policy that was recently developed to the people. And what mechanism have we put in place? You know, recently we conducted series activities where we went to the counties, the 15 counties, and one of that approach has to do with the summary approach, where you go to the people themselves, you know, one-on-one approach, and then you have town hall meetings where you invite the people to the town hall in the community now. And then you also use the radio. You know, radio is one thing that is very key to spreading information. Then you have to reduce now the policy to stickers, flyers, brochure, you know, and the rest of them. So we are already designing that. Like before coming here yesterday, we had a meeting where the thematic group responsible for this particular activity is currently getting all of the ideas that we can use to get our people. One thing that is very key to you, if you read the CRS report 2006, land related issue is something that if we do not grab it now, my brother, we go to the county. Let me tell you something. If you get to the county, the land dispute is just like in the air. And it's something. I went to Bentor. Let me just call the name. I went to Bentor when I was conducting some activities to inform our people. I was in Bentor and I saw a lady arm. Somebody used the cutlass on her arm because they said that she was on a land that they own. And I went to the Circuit Court, right? Yeah, the Circuit Court judge. And I sat with him, I said, Your Honor, I'm seeing this lady bleeding. He said, Emmanuel, these are the challenges we are having. And let me tell you, my brother, we cannot handle this thing altogether. When you people are able to use your palaver hall mechanism, which is the alternative dispute resolution mechanism, where these people can come and sit down and discuss their issue. And you listen to Councillor Wu, she said, look, it is a win-win situation. Now, when you go to the court, after the court, then, Jonah don't want to see my face. I don't want to see Jonah's face. But this is a situation where we always sit in that meeting or that conference and we discuss the matter. The matter is resolved. I can hug Jonah. I can even call Jonah after 1 week or 2 days on the phone. We chat, we meet, we eat together. And this is something our people really need to hear. And if they get to know that today, there is a policy, ADR policy, in that direction to help the LLA and other land ministry and agency, that settle disputes, is something that will be very good and in the best interest of Mama Liberia.
I'm told you people are expected to take this program to other counties apart from Montserrado County. Do you care to tell the name of those counties and how long is the program going to last for?
Let's say, for example, we have 15 counties of Liberia, right? If we are dividing the 15 counties into 4 regions, then you're looking at Lofa, Nima, Bon County as Region 1. You look at River, Grand Pass, or Margibi as Region 2. You look at the 5 southeastern counties as Region 3. And you look at Montserrado, Bapolu, Grand Cape Mount, and Bomi as Region 4. All right? So we then engage, because we'll be doing this activity, making sure to monitor the weather and know that, yes, it's an all-out event. So we have divided the 15 counties into 4 regions. So we engage them that way with our community town hall meetings, the chiefs, the elder, the radio. We're making sure that we are going to develop jingles, reducing the message into jingles where our people will listen to it on the radio, even in our absence. The local community radio stations will be playing those jingles that our people will continue to hear. Yes, and even put it into the local vernaculars so they will get to know it, because the woman all the way in Selega, do not understand when you really speak the English. So when you reduce it to the Loma or the Bandi, she get to understand that. So we are looking at all of the different mechanisms that we can get to our people. And trust me, this exercise is already successful for the fact that, Councillor Woos and the LLA and other land ministries and the team was able to work assiduously with the chiefs and elders of the women, the youth. And one thing, if you go in the community, a young man will come to you and tell you, say, look, in our place here, we don't have right to own land. A woman will walk to you and say, look, I'm only farming on the land. So they will tell me, say, I don't have to farm. You see that? And the land rights law gave right to women, youth, marginalized group, person with disability. Once you are a Liberian, you have right. But do they have the right? Do they have it? And this is why you need these information dissemination mechanisms to work within the communities. Not just Montserrado, to go right within a hard-to-reach community and engage the elders, the chiefs, the district commissioners. Because in your absence, when somebody have palaver, who do they run to? They run to the commissioners and the chiefs. All right? So we are using this mechanism to get to them, and the message should resonate.
But what all you have said, when do we expect to see you people in the rural counties?
In the shortest possible time. I wouldn't want to, announce the particular date, but I can assure you that in the shortest possible time, you'll see the team all out. It's a back process from the presidency to what we are doing. So it's not just an easy thing. It's a big one.
I know getting this program require money.
Money.
How equipped are you people?
You listen to Councillor Wood, she told you, look, we never hire international consultants. People
from
say,
the angle of the Liberia Land Authority.
No, it's a whole thematic team, right? Divided into different sections. So what we are doing, the people responsible for finance is already working. One of these days, they will all be in the studio where a representative from each of the thematic groups will be in the studio here to discuss their different, issues and line of responsibilities. I wouldn't want to speak for the finance team. Though the LA is also part of that team, but things are working.
Okay, we have 18 minutes to go. This is the program, The Lands Matter, that comes away every Wednesday and every Saturday. It's good to have you people listening to us on this wet Tuesday, where we bring you the program, The Lands Matter. Very shortly, we'll go to the line, start to interact with you. Our callers we have with us today, our guest, senior guest, as a matter of fact, she comes from the Liberia National Bar Association, senior member of that association, Councillor George Rees-Wu. She's the chairperson of the newly developed alternative dispute resolution policy that is meant to reach every nook and corner of Liberia. The issue of settling dispute in our country has been one thing that the Liberia Land Authority, from their angle, have been pushing for. And now they have a policy. In this policy, the person who is chairing that committee is right with us. So, over this break, we'll come back. We'll give you Liberians the opportunity to call in and ask your questions. But those of you who are off stations, you can call us on. Those of you who are out stations, you can call us on 0775 38 39 92. Only those who are out station can call 0775 38 39 92 and we'll pick up your call. If you right here, you call, we'll not take you. Yeah, that'd be clear what I want to begin do. So those of you around us here, you want to form part of the program, you can call us on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104. Call us and be a part of the program, The Lens Matter, which comes your way every Wednesday and every Saturday, wherein we bring in the administrators from the Liberia Land Authority to tell us what are issues unfolding. How can they contribute towards mitigating the issue of land dispute? The issue of people fighting over land, has been a long time battle. People chopping people from one area to another, policemen there. People will say the police supporting this one family to claim a property. How can we settle this issue? The art of mitigating it is what this program is meant for. The remedy, the person step off. This program, that's the reason why this program is here, where indeed we can come here, discuss this issue, inform Liberian people the right channels to take in terms of getting their land problems settled and to move forward. Call us on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104, 0770 29 70 16. Those who are out stations, you want to form part of the program, call us on 0775 38 39 92 and we'll pick up your call right here on the program, The Lens Matter. Look over this break to come back. But while we are going for the break, you can be put in your calls. As soon as we come back, we'll pick it up.
Marie, what happened?
Marie that man Leo, my grandpa girl to me, wait, Charlie Kitan. Nana, if it away, I guess something, I trying to go post on the people need there, they say, I need Leo. I know what to do, Maurice.
You hear about land matter here?
Where they call land matter, Maurice?
Land Matter is a 1-hour program that explains to you the land rent law. The Liberia Land Authority are including the Act Against Criminal.
Call us on 0776 104 104.
Maurice, letting you talking out.
0776 104 104.
Matter
0886 500 104.
Every Wednesday.
You can ask your questions to our guests.
Last session that time,
yeah,
they can explain to you about it.
Discussing the newly adopted alternative dispute resolution policies. Those of you who have been having land issues, crisis, dispute, wanting to really settle it, to know the proper channel in terms of settling it, we now have the opportunity to form in. We have the chairperson of the committee with us.
Everything they will explain to you in all land related issues.
On Wednesday.
So welcome back to the program, The Lens Matter, here on Freedom FM 87.9. This program comes away every Wednesday and every Saturday. Well, we're talking about dispute. The callers now want to call in. Maybe when we're talking about solve it, everybody will call in. They want to know how you can solve it. Yeah. Talking about issue. But today we're talking about, this is a very serious issue, right? Folks, let me say this. Let me get this person from this side. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where have you joined us from?
I'm Larry B. Flomo from Lafayette.
Welcome, Larry.
Yeah. I came and met a swamp here and I started feeling that swamp. And then after I got through feeling it, then another lady asked me, she said, but then say you do it here, let me join you so can do. So I said, well, I finished paying all this, something to get to pull it there and all those things. Mm-hmm. So and she told me, so okay, so just give me peace. So I said, take the peace. And so on and so on. So a Nigerian man came and asked her to do.
Wasn't Slipper? I get this person. Hello? Hello? Okay, I get this person from this side. Hello?
Hello?
When you call, you walk away from the radio, please.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah, you have to do justice on my visitors. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Mohammed M. Yang. I want to know there's a swamp in Logan Town. You say if for auction, how do you want to acquire those swamps if you want to do some development in that swamp?
Thank you. So we are looking at the newly adopted alternative dispute resolution policy. I want you to call and ask our guests, what do people stand to benefit? That's the question I want you people to be asking. It's not about swamp land. When we bring the people from the RAA who understand the issue of swamp land, the other dry land, they will tell you people, let's get this person. Okay, we'll get somebody from the outstation line. Hello?
Yeah, Richard Mullen, once more again. I said,
thank you for everything you explained.
Yeah, but one thing I don't understand from you, yes, if you have a land, and I take my car, I park on land for so many years, and asking me to take the car from there, if I have to take it, who do I get a case to?
Okay, thank you. I get this person. Hello?
Hello?
Your name, where you join us from?
I told you that I'm calling from Lapasi.
Go ahead.
Okay, I said I will fill in a swamp here, and then they add me.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Your name, where you join us from?
Yeah, I'm Jones K. Betty.
Joining us from where?
Calling for the Frito community.
Go ahead. We're discussing the alternative dispute resolution policies.
Yeah, no, there's a farm program, quality listening program from the onset. Yeah, you see, what they are saying students are all vulnerable. But the unfortunate part is those they have within the authoritative sector. Like, for example, my Gibi County Land Authority. I have a WhatsApp number. You also text your email. The alternative dispute session there. So we need to investigate a survey. So that charge 2,000 United States dollars. Can you imagine? I want Joe Dora as the head of that session. That's the reason for there's always issue within that Margie Bell. I have the WhatsApp information. And he said it for the secretary.
All right, boss. We have the communication people here, they will respond to it. The communication people will respond to it. Hello?
Hello?
Janime, where have you joined us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Douala Market.
Welcome, go ahead.
Yeah, we are discussing about the land business and you accept for benefit. And if you have lots of things in the land, you start to pay tax.
The alternative dispute resolution policies. Come again? Okay, he stepped off the line. Wow. Jonah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we can start responding to some of those questions.
Yeah, certainly.
So a guy that called from outstation.
Did I get this person from outstation? Hello?
Yeah, I see back here, I see a land. I say if you have a land and I pass my car there for so many years, you ask me to take it from there. If I'm hesitating, who do I carry a case to? I question I see.
Okay, we hear you, Papa. We will answer you, yeah? We hear you. We hear you finally. So we respond.
Let me say thanks to all those that are phone in, that are in the process of coming in. There's a guy person that called from our station. Yeah. His concern was about and he had an issue. If he had an issue, where do he run to for redress? So the area has a sub offices in all of the 15 counties. So if you have a land issue and you need an attention, you can leave from your county and come to Monrovia. Our offices are in all of the 15 counties in the capital city. So like there's a guy that phone in from my GB. If you get issue with pertaining to land, just go to Carter. Our office is there, out for the Librarian Authority office. And in that office, we have our senior administrator, who is the land administrator. And you attend to your issue. Or you can leave from from your county and come to Monserrato for redress.
Okay. Davis?
Yes, I listened to some of the callers. You know,
when a man park a car,
yeah, he parked a car. You know, that's a situation that sometimes you don't want to put yourself into, but you have to put yourself through it.
Yeah.
You park a car on somebody's property, you use it as a car park, and now the person, after so many years, the person have come back to take ownership of their property to develop it. I think the best thing to do is to put your key in your car, start it, and then get it off the person's property. That would be the best thing to do. But if you and the person went to an agreement where I have to use your land for car park for a period since you will be away, and the person just came in with no information to you, and the person say immediately leave. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to come to me. We have discussion. You give me time, and I'm able to remove my car from your land. Probably the car he's talking about, it could be garage.
Oh yeah.
But he putting it in a car form.
Yeah.
But I whole garage we discussing that also. And we know all these things because we are there. We know we are there.
Yeah.
So please, if that is the case, I begging the person, please bring this man. You know, I think
I'm talking about a car. The car is not a garage. It's my yard. If you can come and see my yard, the car is blocking my whole front view. Is what I'm trying to say. Not garage, please.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Someone place a car before his.
So it depends, because when you buy a property and you build on that property, there's an alley, right? You must respect the alley. If somebody have a lane and maybe the person where they are parking their cars is preventing you from having access to the alley that's supposed to allow you to get out. If that is the case, then it means that it needs to be resolved. We can resolve that because everybody's rights need to be respected. So I can park the cars and block somebody from having access. We went to a place somewhere along the Rabafi Highway where somebody built on the alley, and then it preventing a whole community from carrying their cars. So people park their car to the garage or the car park they have there, and they walk to go to their house. So we're able to resolve that. Like we say, these are some of the things that ADR does. It helps to resolve what's supposed to be sent to the court right within yourself, and you hug each other and you move forward. And then somebody also raised the issue that, the challenge within Margibi County, there are challenges, and I'm not aware where you have to pay $2,000, but I will follow up on that information to make sure that is there. I will get your number, my brother. If you can send your number by text to our brother Kojo, we will get your number. We'll communicate with you and see how we can follow up on that. Most cases, when you have a situation, let's say for example, Kojo Rola is the county land administrator for Margibi, and I'm the complainant. I came to complain Jonah, and then Jonah realized that you are married to Jonah's sister. So the county land administrator and Jonah, they have a bond, right? So probably the probability exists that there is a way that maybe case that has to do with Emmanuel, because I have no connection to you. You will try to ride on that case so that I cannot get the benefit of my case. Then you deprive me. All right. If that should happen, it means that me, Emmanuel, if I realize that the case is not being handled the way I want it, I can come right to the LRA head office, right directly to the chairman of the Liberal Authority, Honorable Attorney J. Adams Manoba, complaining the situation I am faced with in Margibi.
Okay. So let me just enter into it. I want to be frank and fair on the issue of the fees that are charged by the surveyors to survey. There is a need for the land authority, and when we're looking at the law, we need to look at it on the fees that is charged. Because I tell you, some people leave cases when they go to court, and they go and they get the surveyor. Who are the technicians? Because we say we want the technicians to go take our D and determine who the person. But I tell you, some of those fees are very astronomical. There is a need for land authority to review the fees that the surveyor charge. Some people can't afford to pay the kind of money they charge. You go in for one laptop, I tell you pay $1,500. And so we need to, that will be looking out in the law, how are fees for if you're going to do Banky B, what's the fee? If you're going to do this, what is the fee that the surveyor can charge? Because some of the fees, Bantia, I can tell you, people cry because of some of the fees. So that when the fees come, we go before the judge and say, can we discuss the fees to pay? And we discuss the fee to pay, but some people leave their lands only because when it says surveying, they got the money to pay. So that's something that the man saying we need to look at what we'll be discussing when we're doing the law. How do we charge fees for certain areas? How do we, because the surveyor can tell you if the place is in the city, it's harder to survey than if the place is in the bush. And so they will charge you based on that. So we also need to look at the fees that are being charged by the surveyor when they call them to do the survey. How can we do it in a way that everybody will be comfortable to be able to pay the fees?
Let's just stay with you. We'll take your parting comments in 20 seconds.
Okay. I want to thank you all for coming today. I want to thank the Lane Network. We're starting it and we're going on the radio because we have set ourselves into 4 different groups, Tamari groups. So they will be coming to tell you what they're going to do, how they're going to go do a lot of publicity for the policy so that people can understand that by the time we get the law is completed and we hit the road, we will say we're giving ourselves 1 month for the legislature to pass because we meet them, tell them this is what we have put in the law, this is the policy we have already sent it to you. So I want to thank you all, and we'll continue to come and we'll continue to elect the people because the land issue right now is a serious thing in the
Thank you very much. Jonan, we'll take your parting comment. 10 seconds.
Yeah, let me say I'm honored. It's an honor again to share this platform with Councillor Woods. She has been doing a serious great job. And to just before I conclude, let me just sympathize with the guy from MyGivi.
Yeah, we out of time.
Yeah. So I was thinking of those. He may have the money to pay, but I'm thinking about if it was someone who maybe who don't have that means. And so that's what the ADR process is very, very more key to ensure that all of these challenges be minimized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jonan. And David,
yes,
take a parting comments.
Kojo, yes, thank you so much.
9 seconds.
9 seconds. I mean, Jonah took away my seconds, so I will enjoy the 9 seconds. Probably I left with 5. I want to say thank you so much for having us, and then big thanks to Councillor Woods for coming on this platform. As you listen, we'll be always here. There's the Land Matters platform, and we hope that people can follow and they listen. And I hope to the callers when we discuss issues, call in and discuss or ask questions related to the issue, so that you know exactly where we are going before you be left behind.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, this is how we love to go home on today's presentations of the program, The Lens Matter. This program returns this Saturday. My name is Thomas Kojo. We would like to have a very pleasant time.
I know what to do, Maurice.